Hi everyone, welcome back to Tight Ship Mama. My name is Gina and I'm a declutter coach. I work with women in their homes to declutter, meal plan, budget, implement routines, and I toss in a lot of personal development as we work. So today I want to talk to you about the broken window theory and how it pertains to your home and how you can use this theory to keep your home clutter-free and running efficiently. The broken window theory is a theory that links vandalism and small acts of vandalism to an increase in crime. So what I'm going to give you an example of is a child's perspective, right? Imagine you're a child and you're walking down the street and you pass a beautifully restored Victorian home. All the windows are perfect and pristine. How hard is it to pick up a rock and think to yourself, I'm going to be the first one to bust a window? That's a child that probably has some things going on, right? That's not a common thing to do. However, if you're walking through a city and there's an abandoned warehouse and you know how they might have huge windows, but they're broken down into smaller panes, imagine there's 40 panes of glass, right? And 32 of them are already broken or cracked or something's been thrown through them. And you pick up a rock. Even the best of kids are going to be tempted, right? Why? Because they feel like no one's even going to notice. If there's a 33rd window cracked or broken, who's going to notice? And it just perpetuates because everyone thinks, well, nobody else cared. Why should I care? I'm just going to add to it and have my little bit of fun. Rudy Giuliani was one of the examples I know from my lifetime that used the broken window theory to really turn New York City around. And how he did this was he would fix the little things. He would, if there was graffiti on a subway car, he would pull that car off the tracks, make sure it was completely cleaned up, repainted, restored before it went back on the tracks. He got rid of those squeegee guys, and he fixed tiny little annoying things in the city. And that brought down the crime and it gave people a better sense of pride of their city. You know, maybe they thought twice about just throwing their litter on the street and they thought, I can walk 3 more feet and put it in the rubbish bin. Or I'm not going to be the first one to graffiti this train because it's all beautiful and new. How does this translate to your house? If your dining room table is the catch-all and you just throw the mail down and everyone just puts toys on it and it's constantly cluttered, no one's going to think twice about adding to it. They just think, well, she doesn't care. I'm just going to put it on the table. But if you kept your dining room table completely clutter-free, maybe you even set the table. Some people always have their table set beautifully with placemats and chargers and dishes and the cloth napkins and a centerpiece. Who's going to be the one that's going to throw the mail down on a beautifully set dining room table? It's going to make the people pause and think, okay, where does this mail really go? Because it probably doesn't go on this beautifully set table. And you can replicate that in so many areas of your home. So what I would like you to do is think of the area of your home where you can incorporate the broken window theory. It might be your coffee table. It might be the island in your kitchen. But decide what areas you are not going to tolerate these little acts of clutter. Same with projects in your home. You know, how long have you lived with some project that you could hire a handyman and have them fix in an afternoon that could probably cost you $100 or less or maybe a little more? Who cares? Get it quoted. Get a quote. How long are you going to live with that annoying little thing in your home before you get it fixed? Because it's just easier to ignore all the other things in your home that need to be fixed. One of the things I'm trying to do is have a handyman come once a month and fix something. We live in an old house. It's a fixer-upper, and you can very easily get overwhelmed and discouraged by all the projects that need to be done in a house. But if you just say like, okay, this month I'm going to have the electrician come and he's going to fix one outlet, or he's going to fix the lights in the garage that don't work. Just one thing. You're going to fall in love with your house all over again. There's nothing more frustrating than watching people live in a house with all these annoying, cheap little things that need to be fixed, only to have somebody come in 2 weeks before they list their house for sale and fix it all. We were guilty of that. Our first home, we never had the money to paint the trim. Until when? Until we wanted to list our house for sale and the realtor said you really should paint the trim because it's a first impression of your home. We found the money, right? Don't let those little broken windows add up to a home that is completely overrun with projects and clutter. So decide today where you're going to draw the line, where you're going to pull the trains off the track and clean them all up, and you'll see that your family will start to rise up with you. All right? Don't nag, don't yell, just start doing it. Whenever there's a husband that's not on board with decluttering, I always say to the wife, you just take care of your stuff. And he will see how it's going. He will see the change in you, and he will rise to the occasion. And if they don't nag and they don't yell, usually the husband comes around too. So your household will come around if you just start keeping on top of these little things. Have a great day, and I'll see you next week.